Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I am Lord of the Arena. Only me. Not her. She's just an accomplice of this whole thing. This endeavor. This criminal empire. It's called stealing all the golds and wins from everyone else. It's larceny. Grand larceny, in fact. Let's see who we get. So far, this draft has been okay. It's lacking in some of the critical cards that would be very, very useful, but we have stuff. I think the only real concern I've got is that we don't have that many early game 2-drop options, and I think that's going to hurt us in the long run, but let's see how it goes. Alrighty then. Extra card, okay. Unhelpful. We'll keep hold of Shiv, toss the rest. Can't do anything with that. That wasn't too helpful either. Okay, so we can use Deadly Poison early game to remove pretty much anything he throws out. I will not turn 1 it. It seems that it wouldn't make a huge amount of sense. Let's see. Elven Archer, okay. Doesn't really help him all that much. I could coin Shiv here to kill the Elven Archer, and that would get me a card back, which would leave me with a card advantage. We can do that. There we go. Coin Shiv. Now, you might be saying, well, why didn't you save it for a combo? Well, as it turns out, we don't actually have that many combos. So, probably wouldn't be that helpful. So, he threw away that ability immediately. Played that on turn 1. I really don't like the Elven Archer. I think it's, for the most part, an absolutely dreadful card. And that's half the reason why. Because if you play it on turn 1, it doesn't do anything. The only other thing that could have happened, you might argue that using my Shiv early was bad. You might be right, but the thing is, in my hand I had a whole lot of nothing. So in my mind, it made more sense to get more card draw. Okay, so Mad Bomber comes out, and he gets unlucky with it. So, again, not great for him. At all. Now, I could eviscerate it, but I'd rather hold on to eviscerate for later, because this thing could do 4 damage. Why waste it on something that only does 2? So I think maybe... I don't know, using Deadly Poison here would let me kill that off. I'd take 3 damage, but I'd use the Deadly Poison on 1 swing, which doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. That said, I'd rather do that than lose my Eviscerate to kill this thing. I think this makes more sense. I'd rather hold on to this for later. So it seems a bit wasteful, and I don't disagree with you. It is a bit wasteful. But I want rid of that. He also didn't use that to kill off any creature that I had on the board. Which, those are actually 2 creatures that can be useful utility-wise. You throw down an Elven Archer to knock out a 2/1 creature, and you still have the Elven Archer on the field. It's great. That's the situation where it's good. Light's Justice coming out here. Interesting choice. Alright. And then the Mad Bomber, generally you don't want to throw it out when there's no opposing creature on the board, because you don't get any benefit from that. Okay. So we could trade the Jungle Panther for it. That would work fine. We will take another 4 damage in the process from that thing, though, and we're not really doing too much to his face as of yet. We could Eviscerate, but it won't kill him, and I'll take 4 damage trying to do that, unless I combo the Eviscerate, which I could do. Eviscerating a 4/3 seems better. That seems like something that could work. So we're going to Sinister Strike, and we're going to Eviscerate it. There we go. And I'll stab him. There we go. Okay, still losing with a card advantage, and means that he can't make use of that thing on the board and do huge amounts of damage with it. And I'm slowly starting to equalize the health amount as well. Now, turn 5, I actually have something I can play. It depends what he plays. If he doesn't play anything, I'll play the Gadget Son Auctioneer. Here, I definitely don't do that, because what he'll do is he'll just knock it on the head of the Light's Justice. So, we'll play the Panther instead. And then we'll stab him. I really want a method of pinging that guy, but currently I don't really have one that doesn't involve hitting him in the face. So far, a little even. I'm hoping he plays 2 more minions, especially using that, and then I can play the Sea Giant, and then I can get a swing in this game. But so far, things have not actually been going my way, even though he's made suboptimal plays quite early. Cool. Excellent. That's going to get me the Sea Giant now. I don't think there's a better play. Not that I can see, no. Nothing else really is. I mean, there's Argent Commander, but that doesn't actually kill the creature I was looking to kill, so we will Sea Giant. I'm going to take a bit more damage. That's going to be how it's going to go. And I'm going to use the Jungle Panther, I think, to kill the Silverhand Recruit. That seems like the way to go. We're going to lose the Jungle Panther to this bastard anyway. And then once his shield goes off, we can knock him on the head with the Giant. That does get his card amount back up to where I was, though. So he doesn't even have to hit it with the Divine Shield. He could actually just hit it with the Lights... What is it? What's the name of the bloody thing? Light's Justice, yeah. I keep forgetting, because that weapon is generally not used, because it's not that good. There are certain circumstances where it is good. Like, say if you happen to have something like a Spiteful Smith, then it's pretty good. Or a Captain Greenskin, then it's pretty good. But on its own, not so much. Alright, let's see what he's got. Is he going to burn a bunch of cards to get rid of my Sea Giant? In which case, if I can clear the board, next turn I've got Sprint, and I could gain a massive card advantage. But if I clear the board, I'd rather play Gadgets on Auctioneer and then play Sprint, because I get an additional set of cards from that. Oh, quality. Nasty. Very nasty. That's really bad for me. Holy crap. Well, he just nailed me to the wall on that one, didn't he? Alright. Please don't tell me he's got a Brewmaster. No. Okay, cool. So at least I can stab that thing down. We just pulled the Perdition's Blade. I don't even have to stab it. That's fine. Problem is it doesn't combo the way that I want it to. It's still fine. It does 1 damage. So we can get rid of everything he's got on the board. There we go. And that gets rid of that. And then we can Headcrack or we can play Emperor Cobra. I think we'll just play the Cobra. I'd rather have a creature on the board than no creature. So things are still relatively even. I haven't got the Auctioneer out yet. I've still got the Argent Commander in play if I need it. What's he going to hit that with? Ironbeak Owl. Okay. It's actually fine. Doesn't really matter too much. And then Hammer of... Alright, okay. I guess that's a thing. Not too worried about that. Okay, well, Argent Commander is a terrible play here. Gadgeton Auctioneer into Headcrack. Into Stab the Owl in the face is probably the best play. There we go. Headcrack. You might be saying, oh, you shouldn't have attacked before you drew your card. Yeah, but I had no mana, and I have no 0-cost cards in my deck, so it wouldn't make a difference. Alright, get my Headcrack back. Very nice. So things are still pretty even, but I'm a bit worried about what might come out of his hand, because I'm sitting on 2 sprints, which is great because I can draw the rest of my deck, but it doesn't... That's not a response. I'm hoping that my Argent Commander and my Gadgeton Auctioneer will be enough to keep any big threat off the board, but they might not be. So let's see what he pulls out. That is a big threat. That's an even bigger threat. That's bad news. Okay. I might even have to face check that thing. Oh, no, I don't, because I just pulled SI7 Agent. Thankfully, we can kill it, but we're going to have to... We don't have to 2-for-1 it, but we can kill it. Alright, SI7 Agent to knock the shield off, then... No! Oh, no, 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 no! It's supposed to be Argent Commander first. Ah! Ah, no. No, you dumbass. I just lost the game. I just... Oh, you idiot. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Christ. You stupid idiot. I don't believe I just did that. Yeah, that should lose me the game. That was incredibly dumb. I don't believe that. It was Argent Commander first, then SI7 Agent, then attack with the Argent Commander. Fuck everything about that. Goddamn idiot. Game of Throws. I was moronic. Jesus, have I learned nothing in the last few months? Well, so much for that. I mean, he wasn't even playing all that well. I'd say he was playing pretty poorly. And I just let him win, because I'm an idiot. I played even worse than he did. Oh, wonderful. I get to go first against a rogue. This will go well. I might as well just throw this deck away right now. Betrayal, well, it might help. It depends what he pulls out. Go on, turn 1, defy us, while I sit around with my thumb up my arse. At least I can open with an Argent Squire. At least I actually have something I can play. So if he goes defy us, I can knock out his 2-1. That'll be nice, won't it?
One shot.
Elven Archer. Okay, so we just... Well, I'd say just trade, but I think we just shiv. No, screw shiving. Stab it. Might as well. I don't know, it's actually hard to say which was the better choice there. Like, do you want to shiv that? But then you lose that to the knife. You want to knife it. You want to trade it across and then just stab him. I don't know which is the better option. What I do know is that that needs to die immediately before it gets him a card advantage. So let's make sure that that happens, shall we? It'll draw him 1 card, and that'll be it. And then we'll get a new knife. He still has a card advantage, though. And my board advantage consists of a 1-1, which will die immediately to a knife. So it's not really going to help too much. I don't even have a... Oh, lovely. That's inconvenient. Doesn't matter, I had nothing to play anyway, so it makes no difference. But I can kill it, so that's nice, and I can get a card for doing that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to shiv it. There we go, and I'm going to get another knife out. Actually, let's wait and see what we get. Nothing useful. Okay, get another knife out, hit him with it. Alright. That was mildly irritating, but at least he's used an ooze, and I might get my Assassin's Blade or my Perdition's Blade later, which would be a little bit more valuable than that. Turn 5, I've got a Tiger. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind him doing that. That doesn't really help him too much. Tiger trades for that, preferentially, so... Fine by me. So I'll do a little bit more damage. So I'll probably take 4, but then I'll hit him with the Tiger. Unless he plays 2 more minions, it gives me a good betrayal option. Which is unlikely. It would be very odd if he played 2 minions that would actually let me get rid of that 4-4. Well, as it turns out. Alright. Okay, what's the best way to take this? So, if I betray, then I use the Adventure Mercenary to kill off the 4-4. Really, I can't let that Adventure Mercenary hang around. But as it turns out, I do have Big Game Hunter, so what I should do is betray into Big Game Hunter and then hit him for 5. There we go. So that gets rid of that. That's out of the way. And then we hit him with a Tiger for 5. And now we have board. Okay. Well, that was nice. That worked out swimmingly. And we have 2 Argent Commanders and a Sprint. So if we maintain board control this turn, I'll probably sprint to get my cards back up. If we don't, we might need the Argent Commander. But I don't think we're going to need the Argent Commander. Not by the looks of it. I could Argent Commander the 2-4, but that kind of... It sort of defeats the point of the Argent Commander. That's mildly irritating, but it doesn't actually kill it, so... Oh. Yeah, he doesn't have... There's nothing for 0 that would work. Maybe he had a backstab and he used it in the wrong order, but... Whatever the case, that's fine. Okay, things not to play include Abomination. So, I think we just trade the 4-2 for the 2-4 and we hit him for 5 and we sprint. Don't use the Argent Commander to take out something that does 2 damage. That makes no sense. This is for hitting something that does a lot more than that and taking the hit on the Divine Shield. So, sprint. There we go. Which draws us another sprint. Okay. And an Eviscerate and a Cold Blood. Okay. So we trade the 4-2 for the 2-4. There we go. That's already been a great 2-for-1 out of the Big Game Hunter, so we don't mind it dying now. We hit him for another 5, and if he wants to knife that thing, he is more than welcome to. Take another 5 damage. So then we have 2 Argent Commanders in the hand and an Eviscerate as well. So that's really good. If somehow that thing lives next turn, we go Cold Blood on its arse and things get really interesting. No, didn't think so. Yeah, he's gonna take the Tiger to the face once more, which is good for me. Play a Razorfen Hunter. Might be a good moment to play that Abomination, actually. Yeah, the 2 Argent Commanders don't really make a huge amount of sense here, so I think... Okay, he's on 11. Can I kill him? That's the most important thing to bear in mind. Don't think so. We could go Argent Commander into Cold Blood, which would do 8. Leaving him with 1 mana. But we shouldn't do that.
So many options.
Actually, yes, we should, because then next turn we can Argent Commander him again and kill him. Even if we can't, we can still eviscerate and kill him. Yeah, we should do that. Let's get aggro. Okay, there we go. That makes that an 8-2, which I then hit him in the face with. He throws everything he's got to deal with that. Next turn, he might have an Assassinate, in which case he gets rid of that. But that's fine, because then he dies to another Argent Commander. If he throws up a Taunt, he dies to an Eviscerate, so he's toast one way or the other. And I even have Head Crack if I need it, so... Yeah, he is absolutely toast. Yep, trade that over. That's to be expected. Let's see what he's got. Unless he can heal himself. Unless he has a big heal. That is not a big heal. You're toast. Oh, a Sinister Strike. How convenient. That puts it neatly on the board. Alright, well that worked out pretty well. Hard to argue with how that game went, really. I think I made all the right moves there. Which is more than I could say for the last game. I'm furious about that. I'm sorry. That was just awful. I can't believe it. Played the cards in the wrong order and lost the game. Such is the way of it. It smarts, it really does. Because I think I could have come back from that pretty well. I wouldn't have taken that 8 damage. I would have eliminated him. I would have kept the Argent Commander on the field. It would have been fine. I would have even had an SI7 agent there. But no. I mucked it up.
I will fight with honor.
Alright then. Okay, we'll probably keep... I don't know if should I keep the Yeti? No, I'm going to toss him. Let's get some more 3s. Let's get something we can actually do. I got a 3. Alright. Okay, not massively helpful, but... Okay, so he doesn't do anything. We actually have an Argent Squire play, so we will do just that. And then we can coin Dalaran Mage, which would be better, I think, than doing anything else. In fact, it's the only thing we can do, so why not? Bloodsail Raider. Okay, mildly annoying. Don't really want to eviscerate it, if possible. I still think Coin Dalaran Mage is the way to go here. Cool thing about Coin Dalaran Mage in this situation is that 2/3 doesn't actually kill anything. And we'll keep the Divine Shield up. So that means that when we have the opportunity to make a trade with it, we hopefully make a good one and don't lose anything. We might. But we'll see. Coin Mage also gives us a Eviscerate that will flat out kill that. Okay, it's going to punch that in the face. It's fine by me. Fairy Dragon coming out as well. We don't have a lot of firepower on the field, which is not helping, and that is probably a noble sacrifice. Which is somewhat annoying. However, the wonderful thing about having a Dalaran Mage out, ladies and gentlemen, is... Shiv. Yes. 2 damage. Shiv takes it out. And if we are... in fact, in a situation where we might end up losing to that... Yeah, you know what? That's fine. If it's not, I can do damage to it, and that's great. It is. Of course it is. I mean, it probably was going to be. And then we'll just avoid that. There we go. He's going to kill it next turn with the dragon, but that's fine. It's to be expected. I see no reason to throw it at him right now and then let him get a 2-for-1 with it, when I might be able to pull something next turn to stop that. So, Taunt Warrior. Might be useful to eviscerate that. We don't have too many other options. Yeah, I think we just eviscerate that and then trade that over. And that leaves us with a card advantage and a slight health advantage, so... The problem is we can't just eviscerate that, because that's got 3 health, so that wouldn't work. We might have to get a bit stabby here. Yeah, I think so. We can still stab that. So we'll take 3 damage. Oh, what's optimal, though? Oh, we could take 2 damage. That would be more optimal. So, first thing we do is... yeah, we stab it first. Yeah, this is the better way. So, we stab it, and then we eviscerate it for 2, and then we trade that over. There we go. So, we got equal health and 1 more card than he does. And we survived the early game, so that's okay. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how that went. That was a better way to do things. I could have... the other way around would have just lost me 1 more health, so what was the point? I'm not massively happy using the eviscerate like that, but... that's the way of it. Okay. We could Abomination, or we could Emperor Cobra. I like the Cobra, but I like the Stranglethorn Tiger more. There we go. And then we'll just hit him with the knife. It's like if I played the Abomination, that just trades 1 for 1. The Tiger doesn't die to that, and it has stealth, so it's unlikely the Paladin will be able to get rid of it unless he decides to waste something like Consecrate and then something else. Yeah, I mean, it's nigh impossible for the Paladin to actually get rid of that Tiger efficiently. Direwolf Alpha comes out, though, so that's a little bit annoying. A little bit irritating. So I'm going to take 5 damage, which is okay. Not too unhappy with that. Would Abomination actually work here? It might. But the thing is, we can also go Sea Giant, which works pretty well, too. I don't really want to lose the Tiger to that. Abomination would... the thing is, it wouldn't kill the Master Swordsmith, so it's maybe not that great. I don't want to use the Assassinate just yet. We could, however, go Argent Commander. I think that's actually the best idea, because then that knocks out that buffed up creature, then we eat the Direwolf, and then that becomes a 1/3, which is much less dangerous. Let's go Argent Commander on it. We have another one in the deck, and we have an Assassinate, so I don't need to worry too much about that. I'm considering going straight for the face here, but he also has 6 damage on the board, and I want rid of that Direwolf. So let's kill that off, and then that means he still has 3, so we can trade those over, but I'm actually okay with that. If I get 2 minions out of that, get rid of a Direwolf, which is a fairly big threat, get rid of the Master Swordsmith for the cost of the Tiger, I'm not too concerned about that. And then obviously get rid of his slightly buffed Initiate as well. That's okay. But he might have something like an Argent Commander of his own, and then he'll be able to take that out. And then he could trade his other... he could actually trade his 2/1 over for the 4/2. So, this is maybe not as good as I thought it was initially. Wait, why did you do that? That just means I live. There's got to be a reason for that, because you could have traded that 2/1 over. Alright. Okay, then. I guess. I'm really surprised that he did that. That didn't make a huge degree of sense, in my opinion, but... alright. Okay, well, what's the best way out of this, then? So, we now have a 2/4, which will actually survive longer than was expected in the first place. Abomination doesn't really help here, again, because it doesn't kill these two. It would trade for that and then do damage, but it wouldn't kill it. We can stab that and then trade. I wouldn't want to do that first, though. I'd want to play the Sea Giant first and then stab it, but I don't have the mana. SI7 Agent. Can we even combo it with anything? Yes. Would it be good? Probably not. Let's just play the waiting game. Play the Abomination.
Here we go.
Kill that. Take 4. Kill that off. Lose my Argent Commander. Then the Abomination's on the field. So, if he runs both of those into the Abomination and the Abomination explodes, that's fine. I'm okay with that. It does mean that I lost an opportunity to play a Sea Giant, but I think that might be the way to go. Okay, so we already killed off one. Pulls a Light's Justice. So he will allow that to survive, but more damage will be taken. He takes another 4 to the face, which equalizes our health up a little bit. Then plays a Direwolf Alpha. Okay, well, SI7 Agent's going to be ideal here. Let's make sure we play it properly this time. So we'll SI7 Agent the Direwolf. He's burning all of his cards. Okay. I could definitely still lose, though, because I've taken a lot of damage. So I'm still a little bit concerned. Ah, sweet. This is pretty good. So I was looking at the Sea Giant again, but I'm thinking we just go Chillwind Yeti, SI7 Agent on the Direwolf to minimize that incoming damage. There we go. So we do that. Then we stab the 2-1. So that takes us down to 12, but he now just burned through all of his cards, and I have a way better board. He could still pull out something really ridiculous, but this is actually not too bad. So we'll see where this goes. Pulling out another minion is great, because that means a cheaper Sea Giant. If he pulls out anything big, I still have an Assassinate. So I think I'm in a winning position, but I could still lose, because such is the way of it. I've definitely got to eliminate some of these threats, though. He's going right for me, which is not unsurprising. Alright, a Blade Flurry is not helpful here. If we're going to play the Sea Giant, we're going to play it now. And I was thinking Ancient... Hang on a minute. No, we don't have to play the Sea Giant now. Because we have something that makes very little sense. Watch this. Don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. Alright, stab him 1. Blade Flurry. Haha! That's what I'm talking about. Because yes, Blade Flurry is actually buffed by spell power, even though it doesn't mention it. So that was the play. Ancient Mage doing the job. And suddenly, he's dead next turn. Got an Assassinate. That won't save you. Very nice. I think we just won that game. Yep, he's toast. Very much so.
Well played.
There we go. Throw the Deadly Poison on it as well. Just for the hell of it. It looks nice. Stab, 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 stab. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. That went... I don't know, it was coming down to the wire. I wasn't entirely convinced it was all going to come together. And I got fixated on that Sea Giant, but actually, the Sea Giant was not the right play. It made more sense not to play the Sea Giant. I like that. That little Ancient Mage play was pretty cute. The other way of doing it, of course, would be to try and draw into a Deadly Poison and then do the same thing, but in that position, with board control and, well, no Deadly Poison, that was pretty good. Don't think you saw that one coming. Alright. Let's go for the next one. So, we've got a positive win-loss ratio, even if we lose here. Not too useful. We'll hold on to the Betrayal and we'll toss the rest. Betrayal can be pretty useful. Warrior does have some reasonable stuff early game. This is a bit better. Petition's Blade with Coin is a really good combo, so that's our turn 2 option. As that eliminates almost anything you can play. Not everything, but almost everything. Alright, Abusive Sergeant. We're just going to ignore that. And you might say, well, why are you ignoring it? You could coin. Yes, but then I'll lose the ability to do the Petition's Blade. Like a 2-1, okay, it's annoying, but I'd rather kill off something like a Knife Juggler with that than worry about a 2-1, which I can then stab the turn after. That's okay. The problem is if he gets aggro. Alright. Well, he's managed to play the one thing that I can't actually play. Kill. The thing with, yeah, 4 health. So, that's a little unfortunate. So, we're not going to do that combo this turn, but we're going to hold on to it. So, all we're going to do is stab that, and then that's going to be the end of the turn. He gets 1 armor, but that's fine. Yeah, I keep forgetting he actually has a 2-cost thing that has 4 health. I think that's the highest thing in the game that has 4 health for that cost and actually still has an attack. You know, obviously you can play the Shield Bearer, which is a 0-4 for 1, but It's a scary, tough minion. And then it plays 2-3. Alright, this is not going the way that I'd hoped. It's kind of irritating. So, we could coin Perdition's Blade. Would it do a damn thing if we did? It's not that useful. Betrayal also isn't that useful. Jungle Panther, it might end up being that. SI7 Agent, we can coin into it, but it's a bit wasteful if we do. I'd rather hold on to Sinister Strike for the next turn to do that. Perdition's Blade doesn't really kill anything. I mean, I could stab it, take 2 damage, then coin Perdition's Blade, and then kill that, but then he comes back with another fucking golem, so... Jungle Panther it will be. For the time being.
Here we go.
There we go. And I don't want to stab a minion, for obvious reasons, because it gives him more armor, so... Okay. He played some really good minions early game, so that's helped him out a lot. And that's going to help him out even more. That's really hard to deal with. I could see this game rapidly spiraling out of control, assuming that it hasn't already, and it has. Big Game Hunter, not helpful. Alright. So I think we pull our SI7 out here. He's going to gain a little bit of armor, but it's to be expected. The only other thing I can do... No, Dalaran Mage won't help. We do have Betrayal, but it doesn't actually kill any of the stuff we're aiming at. So if I Betrayal and then coin Perdition's Blade, that will kill the Armor Smith, but that'll be it. Which, to me, doesn't seem like the right way to go. So I think we do that. Alternatively, we hit that first, then we Betray, then we coin Perdition's Blade. Okay. Maybe I'm using too many cards to do this, but this might be the way to go. It's going to give him some armor, but there's no real way to avoid that. Or we can SI7 Agent. Which do we prefer to do? SI7 makes more sense because it trades for the 3-3. So, coin SI7, takes out the 2-2, then trades for the 3-3, resets the board with a 1-card advantage, but I've lost over 10 health doing this already. So, it's pretty ugly. He's already on 34, so... Yeah. I think that might have been the best way to do it. I didn't have any other spells. I couldn't really pull a Blade Flurry combination. Didn't have the mana for it. Wrathy Weaponsmith comes out. Alright, so then he trades the 3-3 for the 3-3, which is fine. That was exactly what we'd expect him to do. And Ancient Mage is useless in this situation. In fact, pretty much everything I've got is. The only thing I could do is pull a Sinister Strike out. I could just throw it on my Big Game Hunter. I think I'm going to have to, but then I don't like doing that because then he just kills it with the axe, but I don't really have too many other choices right now. Sinister Strike into Perdition's Blade does nothing. Well, it does, but I then have to face check that for another 3. And honestly, I'd rather keep that combo if I'm going to do that. Alright, screw it, actually. Let's just go with that. So, Sinister Strike into Perdition's Blade, which does 2 damage, and we then stab him. We take another 3, which is ugly. I need minions pretty quickly. This is not going well. I don't want to play... I just didn't want to play Big Game Hunter there, because he would have just killed it with the axe. It's like, it's a terrible time to play it, and I'd rather use it to turn the tide if he plays something really scary like a giant, and then suddenly Big Game Hunter comes out. Okay, Knife Juggler. Oh, I can kill that. If he plays another weenie minion, I'll probably just Blade Flurry here. Actually, I might just Blade Flurry anyway, because that's a 5-2. I don't want to face check that thing. Shame I don't have a Deadly Poison, otherwise I could buff up the Assassin's Blade and do both, but I wouldn't have the mana for it anyway. Alright. We're just going to Blade Flurry here to kill off that. Do a bit of damage to the Dwarf. Dalaran Mage takes the Blade Flurry up to 3. But he's going to kill that. But to me, that's not that important. So let's do that. At least this is a little bit more effective. Might as well give him 3 damage as well. And then that means the 4-1 trades for the 1-4. But I'm still way behind on health. And I've got cards that are right now not helpful at all. Oh, come on. He has got the most value of minions in this deck. All the good ones. Alright, so he trades the 4-1 for the 1-4, which is fine. But I'm running out of options. I burned a lot of my good stuff. I can pull the Assassin's Blade out and then take yet more damage, which is really ugly. Playing the Tiger, I have to play the Assassin's Blade, I think. I don't see another way. Might as well get rid of that and change it for a 2-1. It's going to take me down really low next turn. I don't have anything else going for me. So I could definitely see me losing this. At least, as a warrior, he doesn't have that many direct damage spells. Ah, okay, so we baited that out. Well, I say baited, that was the only thing he had. So he's going to take me down to 7. I'm very close to dying, but I'm not dead yet. So I can go Big Game Hunter, Stranglethorn, Tiger. I wish I had one more mana. That Argent Commander would be quite useful here. But no, we're going to Big Game Hunter. There we go. I really don't want to be hitting that in the face. I'm actually dead anyway, aren't I? Yeah, he's got enough damage to kill me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's really disappointing. That didn't go my way at all. I don't think I had any way to win that. Not with the draws. That's sad. Alright, well. We go with the option that he might be too dumb to see it. I doubt it, though. He completely outplayed me. He had everything he needed. Well, that makes no difference. That's just insult to injury. Are you quite finished? Thank you. A disappointing end to that run. Our deck was pretty good, but I had no chance in that game. None at all. Didn't see a single way that I could have won it. It was completely one-sided. Which is disappointing, but it's the way that the arenas go. At least that was a 4-3. It could have been worse. Could have been worse. Let's see what we got. I hate that. Like, why would you give a common card? Like, that is just insult. That's 5 dust. What a waste. 55 gold. In my honest opinion, here's my bit of beta feedback, Blizzard. You should not be giving common cards to anybody in arenas. In arenas, of all things. Pyroblast is actually a card I don't think I have, but... Come on, really? Commons? If someone is playing arenas, they don't want commons. That's nonsense. You shouldn't be giving them that. Either give them some more gold or give them a decent amount of dust. But a common? What an insult. Alright. Let's roll up another arena, shall we? See what we can do. I can do my Only the Mighty. Let's do another rogue. I felt that went fairly well. I want to do a rogue again. Let's do that. Alright. Wild Pyromancer, Master Swordsmith, and Twilight Drake. Wild Pyromancer, with this deck, could be good, potentially, because you can trigger off a lot of very early cost spells, you can blow stuff up, it's pretty fun. It's a fun card as well. Alright, this is really obvious. Chillwind Yeti over all of these, I would think. Seems like the way to go, so let's do that. Shattered Sun Cleric, Assassinate, and Wisp. We're going to take an Assassinate. Shattered Sun Cleric's pretty good, but that direct removal is too good to pass up. A Sap, Fan of Knives, and a Stormwind Knight. I think the Fan of Knives is the way to go. Get a little bit of spell power behind that. That's 2 AoE. Gets you a card draw as well. I'm not the world's biggest fan of Sap. I think Fan of Knives is more useful. It's not horrible, but yeah, let's go with the Fan of Knives. Fairy Dragon, a lot of the arena and Vanish. I think Fairy Dragon. Let's get a few 2-cost minions. Let's get something nasty. And a second Assassinate, I think, here is the way to go. Instead of the one... Well, it doesn't do a lot of damage. That's the main problem with it. It's annoying, but... Youthful Brewmaster can be cool, but only in certain circumstances, so we're going to take an Assassinate. There we go. Cool. Defias, Ringleader, Chillwind Yeti, Dark Iron Dwarf. Wow. Value, or value. Take your pick. I think we'll take the Defias. Coin Defias is too good to pass up. Backstab Defias is too good to pass up as well. Kobold Geomancer, Acolyte of Pain, Vanish. I think the Geomancer here. Again, another good 2-cost minion. So we can get something on the board early, and it really synergizes well with a lot of these rogue spells that do low damage. Like Fan of Knives, for instance, which we just grabbed there. Oh, bad, and situationally bad. Alright, we've talked about this before. The Patient Assassin I don't feel is very good because it dies to too many things. The stealth doesn't protect it from that. If it was immune to damage while being in stealth, it would be good, but it's not. Kidnapper, ugh, absolutely not. Faceless Manipulator. We can at least make use of that. Shadow Step, Vanish, and Booty Bay Bodyguard. I think in a deck with something like a Defias Ringleader, this is pretty good. I'm a little worried that I won't be able to use it with something like that, though. So I think maybe we just take the Booty Bay Bodyguard instead. Something high damage and dangerous. Okay, right. This is a pretty easy choice here. Gain attack equal to the attack of your weapon. This is kind of great because you're almost always going to have a weapon, so this is actually a 3/3 most of the time, maybe even more than that. Priestess of Elune is kind of pants, and Grimscale Oracle is absolutely worthless. So we're going to take that. Our 2s are looking pretty good. Look at that. 5 2-cost creatures. Okay, Assassin's Blade, Stormwind Champion, and Deadly Poison. We're going to take the Blade. There we go. Sun Fury Protector, Azure Drake, and a Secret Keeper. I think the Azure Drake is the right call here. Again, spell damage, card draw, and a 4/4. Good for a rogue. Stormwind Champion, Lord of the Arena, Magma Rager. This card is bad. Why is it bad? Because it dies to mages, mostly. It dies to everything, actually, and you're very unlikely to actually be able to hit anything with it. So, this is a bit of a tough one, but I'm thinking the Stormwind Champion for the late game would not be the wrong thing to do. Again, a pretty easy choice. Acidic Swamp Ooze versus Boar and Guardian. Definitely the Ooze. Very good value. Ah, Spiteful Smith. I actually have been looking forward to trying to use this. I like the Spiteful Smith. It's a very tough card, and with a rogue, that means that 1 damage knife for yours is suddenly a 3 damage knife. It's a beast. There we go. That's a cool kit. That's a really cool pickup, actually. Wild Pyromancer, Defender of Argus, and Ancient Mage. We've got a good amount of 2s, yeah? I'm happy with my 2s right now. We've got some of the best 2s you can get, so I think Defender of Argus is the way to go here. Ancient Mage can be useful, as you've seen in the past, but I think a Defender of Argus is the way. Get some 4s. Shadow Step, Gnomish Inventor, and Wolf Rider. We need card draw. It's a rogue deck. We don't have a huge amount of it right now. It's had a Fan of Knives, so we're going to get Gnomish Inventor. Stampeding Kodo, Cold-like Oracle, and Light Warden. Alright, well, the Kodo is the best bet here. It's a little bit random, but it can get a 2-for-1 quite nicely. You can kill off big taunt minions, you can kill off utility minions with it, and it's still a 3/5, so it's quite durable. So we're going to grab one of those. Assassinate, Cold Blood, and Conceal. Okay. I think we actually will take a 3rd Assassinate, because that means we can use them more liberally, and we can almost guarantee that we have them, so that's nice. Dread Corsair, Youthful Brewmaster, and Betrayal. Dread Corsair, it looks like a 4-cost minion. With a rogue, it's at least a 3. With the other stuff that I've got, it could be a free minion. It's quite a nice little taunt to have, in my opinion, with any deck that involves weapons. That said, if it's just with the little basic knife, it just becomes a bear. That's all it is. It's a bear. So it really benefits from the Assassin's Blade. It really benefits from the Spiteful Smith. It doesn't benefit from anything else. I do like Betrayal. I think that there are some situations where it's very good, but there are others where it's absolutely useless. So that's something to consider there. Direct removal-wise, we've got a decent amount, but AoE, we've got a decent amount of that too, actually. Let's take the Dread Corsair, just for the taunt. Speaking of good taunt, actually, there's another one. We could definitely take that. I think that would be enough taunt in the deck, honestly. I'm thinking, though, of taking an Acolyte of Pain instead, but still no backstabs. What is it with 2 rogue drafts and no backstabs? They're a common card. This is ridiculous. Okay, we've got so many 5s. So many good 5s. Yeah, okay, an Acolyte of Pain. Let's get some 3s in there. Archmage, Sprint, and Stone Tusk Boar. Archmage would be decent for this deck, but Sprint for that card draw at the end, I think, is much more important right now. Master of Disguise, SI7 Agent, and Defender of Argus. I think the best call here is the SI7 Agent. We're not too good on the 3s. It would be nice to have it, and the combo 2 damage is hard to pass up. Not so great. Not so great. Bit better. It's like 4. Yeah, I think Dragonling Mechanic. I don't hate the River Crocolisk because you can kill 2/1s with it and still stay alive. But I don't know, the Voodoo Doctor is not that awful with the rogue because you know you're going to be hitting things in the face a lot. But I think we're going to take that mechanic. Okay, Fan of Knives, Sinister Strike, Thulmir, Farseer. I think another Fan of Knives might be the best way to go here. There we go. Let's take another of that. A little bit more card draw. Shadow Step, Deadly Poison. Definitely a Deadly Poison out of those 2. Shiv, Cobalt, Geomancer, and Frost Elemental. We're a bit weak on the heavy hitters at the end, aren't we? Maybe a Frost Elemental for a bit of control, actually. I think I've got a lot of 2s. I've got a decent amount of spell damage with the... Did I take the Archmage? No, I didn't. So, actually, I only have 2 things of spell damage. I'm a bit worried about a bunch of 2 overloads here, but that's not the worst thing to ever happen, especially since I'm low on 3s. And Shiver's definitely been useful, but I'm a little concerned that I won't get great value out of it without enough spell power. So let's take another Kobold. Alright, Ravenholt Assassin, Azure Drake, Knife Juggler. Usually I take Knife Juggler without hesitation, but I have so many 2s that I think I'm going to take the Ravenholt Assassin for some endgame punch, because we're currently lacking in that. And this is our last card, so if you look at our endgame, it's pretty pathetic. Ravenholt Assassin. Still no sodding backstabs. Jeez. That's ugly, and no eviscerates either. I'm not getting too many lucky drafts, but let's see how it goes. I'm slightly bothered by that. It's like, come on, really? Backstabs, eviscerates, things that are useful, maybe? No. Only one Defias? Come on. Well, we'll make it work. Somehow, some way. What do we got? Alright.
I will fight with honor.
And we're going first, which is terrible. So, I think we just keep this, because we have no good turn 1 drops. We know that for a fact, so I'm even considering tossing the SI7, because I know I won't be able to combo it for another couple of turns. Let's toss the SI7, see if we get another 2-drop. Oh, that's better. There we go. That works. SI7 sounds great in theory, but if you can't combo it, you lose a lot of the value. So, we can't do anything turn 1, but we knew that anyway, so that's not a big deal. So, we can go probably Kobold Geomancer turn 2. We could go Bloodsail Raider. It depends what he plays. If he plays a creature, we play Bloodsail Raider. If he doesn't, we play Kobold Geomancer.
It's time for a little blood.
Okay, this is actually pretty annoying. As he played the one creature that doesn't really trade well with this 2-3 and actually gives him a 5-1 if I played it that way, so... Well, we've got to play something. Stabbing it is the worst idea in history. It's actually... Well, it's not the worst... Yeah, it is the worst idea in history. I think we're just going to play the Bloodsail Raider. I could play the Geomancer. It has a similar effect, actually. So let's hold on to the Bloodsail Raider and play the Kobold Geomancer, because they both do 2 damage. Better to do that than run into a situation where we just lose the 2-3 and he still enrages anyway, and then we get the opportunity to play the Bloodsail with either 3 or maybe even 4-5 damage on it. I'm really surprised he's ignoring me. That's actually quite daft. Alright. Okay, well, we'll take that. It's fine by me. That means at least we can trade over. Acolyte of Pain, not too good here. I'm a bit worried about this thing. Fan of Knives does 2 damage, though. Okay, we can clear the board and get a card. I'm cool with that. Let's make that happen. Okay, so we will Fan of Knives. Kills that off. And then we just smack it. Clears the board. Alright, that works. It got us past a bit of a shaky first few turns, so that opens up the options a little bit. Thormere Farseer. SI7 Agent, but nothing to combo it with. Not that that would really help me too much here anyway. I think Chillwind Yeti's maybe the way to go. We could go Knives into Bloodsail Raider, which would also do the job. Actually, that would very much do the job. Let's do that. He can hit me twice. I can't get rid of it this turn, though. I've got to accept that. The only risk is if he is able to go into Blessing of Kings out of this, but I cannot stop him doing that. So, it is what it is. Bloodsail Raider. The other way would be to play the Acidic Swamp Ooze, but I think this is a better play in this situation. But yeah, he could buff that up and do a lot of damage to me right now. That's the risk of having one of those Wind Fury creatures out with a Paladin. He could play Kings this turn, which is what, 4? Or he could Blessing of Might. Ah, there's the Kings. I hate you so much. And now he's going to hit me for 12. That's horrible. But I couldn't kill it. I mean, there's nothing I could actually do to kill it. So I didn't really have much of a choice. At least he's going to hit that thing in the face. There we go. So that weakens him a little bit. And then he hits me for 6. Wild Pyromancer. That's useless here. The thing's going to hit me for 12. I got nothing I can stop it with. Best thing I can do is SI7 the damn thing to take it down to 2. But even then... this is ugly. Needed something like a... Any of my taunts would have been good here, but no. Chillwind Yeti, it dies to that. Everything I play dies to it. There's no point playing these, because you can actually kill both. So the only course of action, as far as I'm concerned, is to go with the Yeti. And then I'm going to take 12.
Here we go.
Oh, God. That saddens me greatly. If I only it had given me backstabs or eviscerates. Oh, come on! You can't be serious! Oh, jeez! This is not my day. This is not my day. Oh, you... Ah, I've never seen something so horribly and gimmicky. Horribly, horribly gimmicky. Well, I lose. GG. There's actually no way I can beat this now. He just played the taunt, which is exactly what he needed. So I lose flat out. Even with the SI7 agent, I can't do it. None of this is helpful. That was absolute bollocks. I don't even have any spells. I can't even use the Wild Pyromancer, which would then kill me anyway. To hell with your gimmicks. That was a really sad first outing for this deck. You know, I'm going to play another game to get the foul taste of that crap out of my mouth. That was horrible. Again, a case of where I literally could have done absolutely nothing. The drafts are not kind. You know what the sad thing about this is? Like, before this, I spent about an hour studying a rogue drafting guide and drafted on the basis of what that guide said. And then I got killed by some stupid random gimmick. It was less than fun. Oh, great. Now we get a mage. Alright, that's wonderful. Mages, you might imagine, are pretty good right now. Alright, well, that's a useless hand for the most part. I'm gonna toss the whole lot. I was thinking of holding on to one fan of knives. Actually, yeah, I'll hold on to one fan of knives and toss the rest. I need 2 drops. Come on, really? This is not my day. This is horrible. Oh, God. Alright. Come on, I need something I can play for 2. Anything. I'll take anything at this point. The mage is considering which of his wonderful 1-drops he can play. Or he's just AFK. That's a possibility as well. Sorry, I'm a bit impatient now after that game. The game got me riled up. The one earlier where I lost because of my own stupidity, that was bad enough. Oh, come on. What is this? I put, what, 6 or 7 decent 2-drops in my deck, and after a mulligan I don't get one? Come off it. Ah, nice, wonderful. Completely bloody useless. Alright. I think we just coin Deadly Poison. Kill it. Can't let him get a board advantage. If you play something weak, at least they can fan of knives the sodding thing. It's not the best use of Deadly Poison. Preferably you want to throw that on an Assassin's Blade, but I don't want to leave that on the field. It would get worse. Tauren Warrior, something we've seen an awful lot lately. Well, I'm just going to hit that in the face, so that's not really going to do much. Again, I draw useless cards. So I could Fan of Knives for a card, or, you know, I could not. If it was a creature, I'd play it, but really Fan of Knives doing 1 damage and getting me a card, it doesn't seem like the way to go. Even if it is wasting 3 open mana. I'd rather not. Okay, well at least he's run out of things to do for a while. So we will go Dragonling Mechanic, which is a terrible play against a mage because you can just nail that, and what I've basically just played is a 2/4 for 4. But I did at least force him to waste 2 mana. So I guess it's not the worst thing. And considering he couldn't play anything that turn, wasting 2 mana might kind of screw him. So we'll see. If he wants to play something for 5, that's fine. If it's dangerous, I can assassinate it. I'm sitting on 2 of them. I think I've got 3 total in the deck, so I can use them a little bit more liberally than usual. Not the world's best use of an Arcane Explosion. Alright, so that leaves me with a 2-2 on the board, but... Well, he played nothing, so that means we play the Azure Drake. There we go, and that makes our Fan of Knives suddenly a little bit more useful. Okay, so we survived the early game. We're sitting on a ton of spells, most of which are pretty useless. But...
I hope you like my invention.
Ooh, play something else weak. Ow! Well, never mind. I was hoping for a Fan of Knives opportunity, but we didn't get one. Because he's mean and horrible. Alright, well... What do we want to do here? Either way, some of these things are going to die. Could just go Knives, Dread Corsair, take 1 damage, trade the sheep. Yeah. Let's do that for the time being. Take 1 damage, trade the sheep, and then hit him for 2. Alright. Sprint is no use here. Fan of Knives continues to be useless. It would have been good if I'd managed to keep that as your Drake on the board. Well, he's on 7, so Flame Strike is a possibility. We do have Chillwind Yeti, which is not a Flame Strike immune creature, but is more difficult to deal with. Frost Nova coming out. Okay. Doesn't really do much. Iceland's follow-up? Oh, okay. Well, he is burning through his cards and not hurting me, so it's not the worst thing ever. And I've still got 2 Assassinate, so if he's thinking about late game, he's going to be very surprised. Okay, Chillwind Yeti is the way to go here, I think. And I am actually just going to burn one of these Fans of Knives for a card. I'd rather get something more useful at this stage. There we go. It's not likely that Fan of Knives is going to be useful anymore. Because it's not going to do enough damage. So it made more sense to throw it away and trade it out for something else. So we'll lose that, that's fine. If you play something weak, then a Stampeding Kodo is available. If he doesn't, it will be... Ew, that is not what I would call weak. Okay, that is an Assassinate target, definitely. Okay, that and Acolyte of Pain, I think is the way to go. So we're going to assassinate that. Acolyte of Pain, hit him in the face for 4. There we go. It was either that or Kobold Geomancer. Which would have been okay, but I've only got 1 damage card in my hand, so if I want to do the 2 damage Fan of Knives, I'm quite surprised he burned a Flame Strike on that, and I'm actually pretty happy. I was kind of baiting it out. I was hoping he would, because that's not really a good use of a Flame Strike. Ah, now things are starting to get interesting. Okay, so we have Defias Ringleader. We can play a bunch of minions. I just burned his Flame Strike. He might have another one, though, so let's not go overboard. How many cards do I have in my hand? Too many to do Sprint. Okay, I think... Knives, Bloodsail Raider, Defias. I'm even tempted to play Stampeding Kodo because it's immune to Flame Strike, but he did just burn 1 of his Flame Strikes. So it's entirely possible he doesn't have another one. Alright, let's go Knives, Bloodsail Raider, Defias Ringleader. I'm not going to play Kobold Geomancer.
Here we go.
Just in case. And he also might have a Blizzard. So... 2 AoE spells that are quite likely for him to have. I'd rather I don't eat both of them. There you go. He had a Blizzard, so that was the right call. So yes, he eliminates what I just played on the board. That's fine, but I have a massive card advantage over him. So that's okay, and I've just burned yet another one of these AoEs. And if you play something weak here, Stampeding Kodo runs it over. So things are looking okay. I'm still sitting on 1 Assassinate, so if he's got anything terrifying, he's gonna Frostbolt me. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. It's probably not fine. He most likely has 2 Pyroblasts, in which case I hate him forever. But he is a mage, so that's... well, that's what they do. Alright, we need to get rid of some cards. Let's go Gnomish Inventor first. I know, it's like, we need to get rid of some cards, so let me throw the Gnomish Inventor out. I'm not going to throw the Assassin's Blade out right now, because it's more likely he'll be able to pull an Ooze. And I won't even be able to swing it, so we're going to go with that. There we go. And we'll refresh our knife just for the hell of it. Okay, so let's see if the mage then plays 2 pyroblasts, and then I just leave this stupid game forever. No, secret. Okay. Stormwind Knight coming out. Gets rid of the 2-2. Raging Worgen. Alright. Alright. Well, that could be bloody anything. Booty Bay Bodyguard is not a terrible idea here, but we can Stampeding Kodo, which I think is an even better idea. And then just trade that over. Okay, Stampeding Kodo. Sweet. Kills that. Oh. Okay. That's alright. It's not too bad. The 3-5's kind of annoying that he got it, but I'm pretty glad I played that before the Booty Bay Bodyguard, because that would have sucked. Okay. Trade the 3-2 over. Play the Booty Bay Bodyguard. Cool. And then hit him for 3. And we're going to Assassin's Blade next turn. Although I'm kind of tempted to sprint so we can get some of the bigger stuff out. Because the longer this goes on, the more likely it is this mage pulls some Pyroblasts. Oh, hello. Alright, I'm pretty glad I held on to that Assassinate, I've got to say. Alright, so the hope is it hits the 2-4. Hit the 2-4! Well, I'll take that. That's fine. I can assassinate it and then, with that, extinguish all hope in his life. So, goodbye. And then we'll get out the Assassin's Blade. And then we're just going to start wailing on him. We've got plenty of charges on this thing, so I'm totally fine with that. He is very limited. He could still win. Infuriatingly enough, he could actually still win if these 2 cards are Pyroblasts. That is not a Pyroblast. Neither is that. But it is irritating nonetheless. We have no idea what that could be. Okay. Spiteful Smith comes out. That's a pretty nice thing to have. But I think I'd rather sprint this turn. That might be a Vaporize. Whatever the case, let's just stab that. Okay. Probably a Vaporize. No, not a Vaporize. Possibly a Mirror Entity then. Spiteful Smith would be pretty annoying to give him. It could be a counterspell too. Let's sprint. Alright. I don't see any reason to give him anything right now. There we go. And I'm going to toss a Fan of Knives just to get another card, because Fan of Knives at this stage is useless. Alright. Let's see what he gets. Water Elemental. That might be a pretty nice thing to do Faceless Manip on. Or I could just burn my last Assassinate on the thing. But he may pull something even scarier late game. So let's just hold on to that. Okay. Let's get... I think we're going to get one of those Water Elementals, and we'll also get a Spiteful Smith. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Useful to have. And... oh, hello. Oh, it was a Mirror Entity. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. I'm thinking Defender of Argus now, but honestly, that wouldn't help too much. Did I... yeah, I thought it wasn't a Mirror Entity for some reason. Why did I think that? Was there a good reason for that? I don't think so. Oh, this is actually pretty bad. Those are quite nasty creatures. And difficult to get rid of, too. We can assassinate one of them. We could go Defender of Argus. Yeah, let's hold the damage off for the time being. With Defender of Argus. Continue doing damage to him. Put him in a kind of situation where I could potentially kill him. Let's just knock him all the way down to 4. Yeah, this seems like the way to go. Let's see what he pulls out. Another secret. Okay. Well, that's going to freeze that, which is kind of annoying. But he is still dead, so that's fine. We'll run the Defender of Argus in there. It's an Ice Barrier. Okay, so he's actually not dead. Infuriatingly enough. Do I have a spell that would make this work? Because I've got an interesting combo idea right here. But it's... there's only one more. Actually, it doesn't matter. I keep forgetting. It's just your weapon has +2 attack. That's it. That's what it does. So, Spiteful Smith. Into Wild Pyromancer. Into Fan of Knives. We actually are, that's true. This is getting a bit weird. That gives me a 5-1, which I'm then going to hit him with. Alright. Okay, surely I've got him now. Surely he can't pull anything else magical out of his little hat.
Behold the might of storm.
The might of Stormwind will not save you this time. Thank you very much. Behold the might of Stormwind! Okay, you're dead.
Well played.
You're dead. Leave. Go on. Leave.
I'm out
Mush.
of cards.
Mush mush. Ah, finally. Something went my way. Lovely. And a sack of gold. Almost makes up for the flame imp it gave me earlier. My name's been TotalBiscuit. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.